The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Hoppe Hour.
What up? What is happening? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. And I am a big fan of the Tampa Bay comedy scene, as I have made it very clear recently. I've almost had everybody from Cigar City Comedy, one of the best comedy groups in the Tampa Bay area. And live on Hoppe Hour is comedian John J. Murray. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on, Ryan? Thanks for having me.
How you doing, man?
Doing great. Great day so far. Can't complain.
What's been so great about your day?
Today, let's see. I woke up, read the news. I built a shelf. And I went to the gun range. And then I went and had a burger and a beer, and then I came here.
Do you like to shoot guns a lot?
Not a lot. I like shooting guns, but I realized today that I hadn't had any practice in quite some time, and then I looked at my calendar, saw that I was doing this, and there's, the shoot straight range right over here, so I decided to go over there and pop off about 50 rounds.
Now, is it one of those things where when you do it, does it relieve, anxiety? Because for me, if I'm relieving anxiety, I'll either play Madden, watch porn, or go to the gym. So is that one of the things for you?
I guess it can. Yeah, it can relieve anxiety. It's just it's fun, and if you're gonna be a gun owner, if you're gonna be a responsible gun owner, you got to shoot the thing every once in a while to make sure you still know what the hell you're doing, right?
Yeah. It just seems like it's one of those things where I'm scared of guns. I feel like I would point it in the wrong direction and something would happen. You know what I mean? I don't trust myself with a gun because I'm so uncoordinated, John, that I feel like something would go wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
and I feel like that's the wrong attitude.
If you feel that way, then yeah, don't get a gun. There's too many uncoordinated people that will point the gun in the wrong direction that have a gun. I think that's an issue. So yeah, just save it for somebody else, man, for sure.
Have you ever had any close calls when it comes to your gun?
No, never.
I think it would just be me.
Yeah, I mean, you look online, you see videos of people being stupid with guns all day long, and they're like, everybody has the right to have a gun. I think they should add something into the Constitution that says unless you're an idiot.
Yeah. Or you have to take an IQ test, and if yours is 80 or 90 and you're average, it's maybe you don't need a gun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, 80 or 90 isn't average, I don't think. I think that's low, right?
Average is 100. So
oh,
yeah.
Really? Wow. Oh. For this country?
Especially how it's becoming idiocracy by the day.
Yeah.
It's weird how that movie's coming to life. Do you notice that?
We're just going to drop the bar for mentally handicapped even lower. That's all. We're just going to lower that a little bit and be like, yeah, everybody's still average. We're good.
Dude, it's just weird how we're going down a bad path. I don't know shit about politics, dude, but the people that are running scare the shit out of me.
No, I mean, you got to think that the people that are running for the Republican nomination right now, you got to think that they're pretty scary because they make the last two Republican candidates for president look like they're liberals. Mitt Romney and John McCain look like liberals compared to these idiots. So that's what's scary,
My favorite.
When you're like, man, we should have got Mitt Romney. Why won't Mitt Romney run anymore?
What I love is Marco Rubio saying that two gay people adopting a kid is a social experiment. It's what?
Yeah,
it sounds like a Nazi camp.
That's just a thing, man.
And then Rand Paul creeps me out. Then I didn't like how Ted Cruz was doing the tough guy thing where he pointed at a TMZ camera and he's like, say it to my face, Obama. Shut up. You're a fat Canadian. You're not a tough guy.
He's just doing this Donald Trump imitation so they could stay in the polls.
Are you well versed in that?
A little bit. I read. I know how to read.
I just don't know
everything.
what to believe. I feel like everything has a bias. I never know what to believe.
Well, everything does have a bias. That's why you got to read several different things. Several different publications, different news sources, and kind of figure out what the actual truth is.
What if Trump were to win? Because I don't know who I want to win. Because I lean on the left side. I voted for Obama because I hated Romney. But I feel like it's going to be Clinton and Trump. And then it's like, I don't want either of them.
Nah, I mean, Donald Trump's not going to win the presidency.
I don't know.
He's either going to force the Democrats to win if he becomes the nominee, or he's going to run as an independent and take away a chunk of the conservative vote. And either way, the Democrats win.
Yeah. How bad would it be if Hillary Clinton?
Hillary Clinton? I don't know. She seems pretty middle of the road, you know? I mean, nothing special. I don't think nothing would be different, is what I think. If she became the president, I don't think much would be different.
I think she'd be a good game manager, like how there's those point guards in the NBA that don't do much, but they just make sure that you don't lose the game.
Yeah.
I just think she'd be someone who would dribble up the court, not shoot the ball, and just kind of pass to someone else.
Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy, actually. Yeah, it's just nothing would change if she became president, which wouldn't be that bad because everything seems pretty good right now. If you don't listen to the doomsayers, you know, everybody who wants a job that I know has a job, that's the first time that's happened in a long time.
Gas prices
are down. Everything seems to be going pretty good. You know, the economy's up.
If you're in Baltimore, not so good.
Yeah. Well,
I'm from Chicago, and we used to do this thing where me and my friends were so bored in the nice suburbs of being middle class that we're like, hey, let's go to Chirac at 2 a.m. and just drive around.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun right there. I don't know.
Very smart. It's a well planned out night, dude. The things
buy
you
some
see
crack.
there.
Get a couple crack rocks. You know, buy a gun.
You would
Fun
see
stuff.
a lot of rims. It was like you're watching the old music video for Lean With It, Rock With It. The cars are going up and down and smoke's coming out. I saw people beating each other up, and you're like, all right, let's maybe leave the ghetto now. Have you ever done that when you drive through the ghetto?
Well, I grew up in kind of a bad neighborhood, so yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
Well, I grew up in Clearwater, but I grew up in the Greenwood area of Clearwater.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, that's there used to be a DVD that was floating around called "The Hood Gone Wild." That's my neighborhood. Yeah, it was a very popular DVD. I think it was only second place to maybe Bum Fights.
I kind of live in a weird neighborhood. I'm off of 22nd Avenue North, which is borderline ghetto, but it's middle class. I'll go for walks at night, and I'm not scared. But if you go 2 more exits, you're at the Trop. It's just kind of weird how I'm 7 minutes from murder. You know what I mean? It's just weird to think that my whole life I have always lived in a good neighborhood, and now it's my neighbors are having ecstasy parties at 3 a.m. I'm like, that
doesn't sound hood at all. That sounds like a bunch of hippies.
It's hippies, white trash.
That doesn't sound scary at all. When was the last time you were accosted by someone on ecstasy? You know, in a negative way. Somebody might have tried to feel your chest or something, but how could ecstasy actually be that bad?
That's a good point. It's always the days I have to get up to go on the radio are the days that their dog is barking over and over and they're playing such awful techno, dude. It makes David Guetta sound like Beethoven. I've used that analogy before.
I don't even know what that means.
Do you know who David Guetta is?
No.
What type of music do you listen to?
Not that.
It's like saying the best techno artist sounds like Beethoven.
Okay.
And techno music isn't good.
Okay.
What do you listen to?
I listen to rock, hip hop, maybe some classic rocks,
what type of
classic
rap?
Country. I don't even know anymore.
Country music sucks.
I just listen to. Yeah, I haven't listened to any new country music.
I'm really trying to get myself into it because all the hot girls are. So I'll switch between the 2 ones on the radio, 99.5 and 103.5, to try and see if I can get into it. Dude, it makes me want to drive off the highway. It is so nauseating to listen to.
It all sounds the same. I mean, I was just before I met you here, I was over next door at that what is it, the corporate steakhouse, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Whatever, it's one of those chain places, and that's all they were playing, and the songs literally sounded all the same.
And it's all about drinking and partying and trucks and women, and you're just okay. But then again, you could say the same.
It's all things
rap.
that I like. It's all things that I like, but I still don't like the music.
Would you say you're a country boy?
I don't know. I've traveled all over the country, so I've kind of experienced a little bit of all of it. So
where's the weirdest?
I like going to the woods. I like driving a truck, 4-wheeling, shooting guns.
I can see that.
That's all fun, but I'm from the city, so.
I'm different, dude. I'm a kid that's from Chicago, so I like the city lights.
Yeah, but as soon as you're outside of Chicago, you're in the damn country, right?
Very true.
Yeah.
But I grew up in Chicago, and then I worked in Cleveland for 4 months in radio, and then I came down here, so I've always lived in a major market. Like,
Okay.
I've never lived in, like, a Greensboro, North Carolina, or, like, Savannah, Georgia type city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What a weird analogy. Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yeah,
How fucked up is Florida since you've lived here?
I've lived here all my life, and it is pretty weird. I think it's one of those places where if you have like failed someplace else, or you've gotten into trouble
I got
someplace
that
else,
vibe.
you move here to start over. Like I'm from here, but most of the people I know are from other places, so it's just weird. Like, oh yeah, I fucked up in school, and so now I have to move to Florida.
Perfect example. I got fired from the biggest show in Cleveland.
Okay,
so
there
I
you
got
go.
hired and moved down here.
There you go.
There's an example.
Second chance.
Example.
Tampa Bay is the home of second chances.
Tampa Bay's weird too. It's always people watching, dude. You're always watching people. You know what I mean? Like, if I go to the laundromat, I have fun going to the laundromat, just observing people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I never go to the laundromat. I actually bought a washer and dryer, so I'm pretty good on that front. But
What
I
a
do
good
go to,
investment.
I go to Walmart every once in a while. I can see that.
Walmart, I can't handle. Just going inside a Walmart to me is weird. I don't like the lighting. Walmart's too much.
It's the
people
laundromat
watching.
of stores.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's just nauseating, like, especially the one that's down the block. I don't want to say which one it is, but it's in a suburb. Basically, all the Walmarts you ever go to are weird, but there's one, people just have beer guts and their pants are sagging. If you go at night and you go at midnight, that is people watching. I could Periscope me just walking around and it would get 100 viewers.
I'm sure that's a channel on Periscope right now. Just Walmart at night.
Well, there's that website, peopleofwalmart.com.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the weirdest thing you've ever seen at Walmart? Anything?
The weirdest thing I've ever seen at Walmart.
Or the weirdest thing you've seen in Florida?
Weirdest thing I've seen.
I saw a
in
guy
Florida.
jerking off in a car by a Wawa, and I was like, eh.
Yeah, you know what? That happens everywhere. And you could go to any Wawa in the country, and there'll be some guy jerking off in the parking lot, for sure. That's
love
that's just the
Wawa.
nature of Wawa. But the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen in Florida. One time I was I took a trip. I took a trip down to Miami, but I decided to take the back way instead of.
What's that like? What's the back way?
The back way is what they would call Tamiami Trail instead of Alligator Alley. It's just a different spot to cut through the center of the state. But on the Tamiami Trail, they have what is called the Skunk Ape Research Facility.
That does not sound good.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. It's pretty
Is it
awesome.
good people watching?
Oh well, I mean, there's not really a lot of people there, so it's kind of creepy. They have the guys that run it. I remember opening the door and like a blow dart like going past my face and hitting a target in the back of the store, and the guy was like, "Oh, I didn't see you there. I didn't know there was any customers." Just tuning up my blow dart skills, like. So, check that out. They have like a petting zoo, which consists of like an old dog and a couple of ducks and like a goat. And then they'll just tell you they'll offer to take you on a tour of the Everglades to look for the elusive skunk ape. So that's a pretty strange thing in Florida.
Yeah, I've heard the Everglades is quite the spot to go to. I've heard it's very odd.
Yeah, you should go and take an airboat ride. That'll be something good for a kid from Chicago. You can take an airboat ride.
What do you see?
Nothing. Just swamp and weeds and shit.
Yeah. Do you believe in Bigfoot? Do you think he's there?
He might be. I don't know. I want to believe in Bigfoot, but I can't get myself to do it. Like, I really like the idea of Bigfoot.
It's not real. Come on.
But it could be real. But I just never even seen anything that
I
could
hate
make
the
it could be
Bigfoot
real.
conspiracy. The people that are like, Bigfoot is real.
Bigfoot killed Kennedy. That one.
Oh my God.
No.
Or what's the one thing from like the water that's just like Bigfoot? What's that called?
The Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah, that's
Well,
even
that's
more
only in one.
obnoxious.
That's only in one lake. So you gotta go to Scotland to see that motherfucker.
And I love how people will show you pics and they're like, look, it's aliens at Area 51, or it's the Loch Ness, or it's Bigfoot. It's like, this is a fucking picture. It's like, how am I supposed to believe it's real?
Well, the thing with pictures and all that paranormal stuff is that now with Photoshop, you can't believe anybody with a picture. It doesn't matter. You could have a picture of you with a celebrity and it could be fake.
There was that one lawyer that got in trouble because he had over 100 pictures and he just said, here's me with Brad Pitt. Here's me with Angelina Jolie. Did you hear about that?
Can you get in trouble for that?
Yeah, there's something where, I forget what it was. He didn't like lose his license. Maybe he lost everyone's respect. Something happened where you can't have it. Here's me with this person and this person.
Yeah, I don't know. They do that at Tijuana Flats all the time. They just put pictures of celebrities up and pretend that they went there once.
Or I love when you go to like a chain area. If you go to like, I don't want to say any of the big names because maybe they're a sponsor of where I work. But let's say you go to a fast food place, one of the ones where you sit down, not the nice ones, but the chains, and you see. Dan Marino was at this location for like a wing place, or some babe was here, and it's like that might have been the original one in Miami. I don't think he was at this one in Clearwater.
No, they just make a copy of the picture and they put it up in all 200 locations. Yeah,
because it's like, yeah, he went to the one that just opened up 3 months ago.
Yeah,
dude, I love living here though. It is such a trip. You just never know what you're going to see each and every day. It's an adventure. One thing I don't like about Florida, dude, though, is the drivers. They are horrendous.
Yeah, they're some of the worst in the country. I would say maybe the only one worse is Dallas, Texas. Maybe the drivers in Dallas, Texas are worse. Maybe Houston. One of those two.
Los Angeles is bad, too, I've heard.
Yeah. I never really drove too much around Los Angeles when I was out there. But yeah, Florida is bad. Yeah, I hate it.
Is it because everyone moves down here and it's just a mix of fucked up people?
Yeah, it's just the shittiest people on earth move here, and then they still have driver's licenses.
I feel scared when you go across the Howard Franklin, and then once you get past it, then you're going by the downtown skyline, and you have the trucks that merge but don't use the blinkers, so you don't know what the fuck they're doing. I've had that before where I almost died because of trucks.
Yeah, trucks are when you're driving around the country, trucks are the scariest damn things in the world.
Because they just don't care. They just do whatever they want.
Yeah, and you don't know how long they've been driving.
Oh, that's a good point, too. Maybe they have to go from, like, Tampa Bay to Los Angeles. You never know. So they might just be on, like, crack, just driving. And I feel like half the time they're buzzed or drunk because they are so high
I doubt
up.
they're drunk. They might be, like, on speed or something, but...
I respect truck drivers, though. I just don't like when they're maniacs. But that's a hard job to just spend your life.
That's got to be the worst, right? That's got to be the worst job in the entire world.
Like when you drive through, like, let's say, like Bumblefuck, and you go by them, they just look so miserable and tired. You never see a happy-go-lucky truck driver who's like, yes, I'm driving through Ocala. Hell yeah.
Well, I know when I'm on the road, like driving to a different state or something, it's really, really awful. But when I get there, I get to do a show, and it's really, really fun.
Yeah.
But truck driver, when they get there, they're there, and then they got to turn around. They just got to come right back. You know, that's it. It's got to suck.
And that's why they make for some of the weirdest people that call radio talk shows, is just because they're maniacs who have a criminal record, and this is all
they're
can
bored.
do.
They're bored, and they want someone to listen to their crazy nonsense.
They seem like very angry people. I don't think a truck driver is someone who has a great life with a great wife and just is happy with himself.
Not usually, but maybe some. I don't know. The guys that I know that have done it, they did it for a couple months and they quit because they missed their families, and it sucked.
I'm lazy. I got to get a second job. I've been thinking about doing Uber. I got my license applied. It's just dealing with people sounds annoying, but it's a job with money. It's just, I'm going to do it. It's just, I'm so lazy, dude. I got to join it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to join Uber, but then, joining Uber, it's not like they're going to tell you, like, hey, Ryan, be here at 9 a.m.
I like that.
You gotta do it yourself. You got to show up yourself and work.
I've heard weird things about Uber and good things. I heard if you hang out by the airport, that's good then, because that's how you make your money. I just don't like the idea of like a random person being in my car throwing up. Like I've heard things about drunk people that just call Uber because it's so easy.
Oh yeah, that can definitely happen. I think it was where was it? Maybe New York the other day. There was like a lady that was in labor. And she called Uber, and the Uber driver was like, no. Just drove off and left her ass there. Like, nope, that's disgusting.
Would you do that?
No, if a lady needed a ride to the hospital because she was having a baby, I would drive her for free. I don't even need to be an Uber driver. If I see a pregnant lady on the side of the road, it's like, please drive me to the hospital. I'm doing it.
I wonder if he got kicked out of Uber for doing it.
Probably.
It's kind of a douchey thing.
Yeah.
I don't think you can just decline them for that reason.
Yeah.
Just like there's that guy.
at least just charge her double rates or something.
Yeah. There's that guy who lost his license because he would not give a ride to El Roker.
Well, I agree with that. Screw El Roker.
Do you not like him?
No, I just wanted to agree with something.
I'm not a big fan of like weathermen. I just think they're douchey because it's just I can look at my phone. Oh, it's going to be 75 tomorrow. Cool.
Yeah, I don't care about the weather guy either.
It was cool in the 80s when no one had phones and they were all wacky and they had weird personalities, but now it's like, oh, wow, you're original. Unless they're hot. There are a lot of hot weather girls in Miami, dude.
That's true. Miami and Los Angeles, the weather girls are like swimsuit models. So that makes it worth it to watch, I guess. But at the same time, you could just look up chicks naked on your computer. So
yeah, there's this thing called Pornhub.com. It's pretty convenient.
Yeah,
dude, porn's weird too because do you ever feel sad after you watch it? Like I just watched people having sex and I'm not having.
So
sex.
We're getting back into this because my friends have been telling me all week you've been talking about nothing but porn on your show. Cam told me this, and Murillo told me this.
I had to take Cam's segment out. Cam was getting so damn dirty about it.
He was too dirty.
He was talking about how he saw a girl drinking something out of a dog bowl after it was ejaculated, and I was like, all right, this isn't podcast.
Well, there's only one thing that gets ejaculated, Ryan, so I don't know how much of a mystery that euphemism was right there. There's only one fluid that gets ejaculated.
Yeah, I really left out the...
Yeah, there's no mystery there. No, you know what? I think kids have it worse. I mean, not kids. You guys aren't kids, but you guys are young, so you kind of grew up with internet porn. You know, I didn't grow up with internet porn. I grew up, with like magazines and the JCPenney catalog and the Playboy calendar and whatever you could steal from someone's backyard or find in the woods. That's what we had.
I was the same way because my dad would block all the websites. So then what would happen was I would jerk it to like a magazine and you're like, yes, I'm going to bang Angelina Jolie. And then afterwards you're like, yeah, not so much. I don't know, man. How do you do it with the ladies? Are you good with that?
Well, I'm married, so.
Oh, you're married? How's that?
Well, I've been with the same girl for almost 9 years now. I've been married for almost 6.
What's it like being married?
For me, it's great.
How come?
Everything's because she's a good friend. She's nice to me. I mean,
That's
like every
what I'm
day
afraid
she's nice
of.
to me.
That it's just going to be a friendship with no sex. That's what I wonder with like marriage.
Well, no, there's plenty of sex. I don't know. I mean,
that's good.
If I didn't get to have sex, I probably wouldn't still be married.
Yeah. Do you ever feel content though, where you're like the spark is gone? That's what I've wondered with marriage is if it just ends up being, hi, honey, hey, babe, what's for dinner? It just gets boring.
Some days are boring. Sometimes boring's good. You don't need to be excited every single day, do you?
I'm that guy where my ADHD have to be entertained.
You're like, God damn it, dance for me.
Suck my dick.
sometimes it's boring, but sex is good and it's fun. We have fun together. We have separate hobbies. I think the reason why it doesn't get old with us is because we don't have to spend the entire day or the entire week with each other.
That's good because there's some girls that are so clingy they won't go away.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we take our time apart. We have our separate hobbies and our separate activities that we like to do, and then a couple times a week we get together and watch TV and hang out. It's fun.
What do you guys watch? Like, are you able to watch a happy medium where you guys like both shows, or is it just completely different? Because you'll hear about guys that like to watch The Wire or Walking Dead, and then the girls are watching like The Real Housewives of Being Tramps.
Oh yeah, we don't do that. We don't do that shit. She has shows that she likes, and I have shows that I like that she doesn't like, and we just don't watch those shows together. We only watch shows that we both like.
What do you guys watch?
We like Sherlock on BBC. That's pretty good. What else? Just Brooklyn Nine-Nine, just some comedies. Cartoons.
That is a great show. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's the best sitcom on network TV.
I think so. I think it's the best one on TV.
I don't like what they're doing on Fox though. It was doing great when it was after The Simpsons and before Family Guy. It was bringing in ratings, but now all the other crappy sitcoms are going on one night on Thursday.
Oh, is that what they're doing now?
Yeah, there's that show with Rob Lowe, and then there's that other show. All those crappy sitcoms they're putting on the same night as Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You can tell they're trying to do something like CBS. I think that's going to hurt the show's ratings. Because who the fuck's going to go watch Rob Lowe's show and that on network TV?
I don't know. I just have Hulu, so I don't even know what day anything comes on.
No one even watches like network TV anymore. How about this? I was thinking about this. I was talking to my friend about this. 10 years ago, you had scheduled TV. Lost was on. Alias was on.
Yeah,
Prison
we
Break
had like
was
a
on.
night where everybody would watch Lost so we could talk about it the next day.
Yeah, I miss those days. I miss did you see what happened to Michael Schofield? He got taken in by the cops on Prison Break, and now it's like...
Yeah, now it's like, did you see what happened to Michael Schofield? And then your buddy's like, shut the fuck up. I haven't seen it yet. No spoilers.
Because your friend hasn't binge watched it yet?
Yeah, like I was going to just watch 10 episodes at once on Friday.
Dude, can you do that? I think it's because of my attention deficit, and I'm either.
No, I can't really watch. I can watch 2 episodes of the same show in one sitting, and that's about it. Honestly.
I don't get the people who binge watched How to Make a Murderer in like a weekend. They're like, "Wow, that changed my life." I'm like, "You watched all 13 episodes?"
I just read the Wikipedia page.
Is it even worth watching?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Jessica Jones is a legit show.
I liked that one. We both watched that together. That was a fun one.
I thought it was going to be like sort of lame and kind of like a feminist superhero. No, dude, I want her to be my wife. Jessica Jones is hot.
She's good looking. She always played the bitchy friend in like romantic comedies, and now she's got her own show. So she's better in this.
Yeah, I thought the whole Kilgrave thing, it wasn't like it was possible, but it wasn't over the top. It drew you in. Because a lot of times, superhero shows, dude, they're kind of like lame. You know what I mean? I'm not big into
Yeah, they're kind of corny.
I'm not into superheroes whatsoever.
I like superheroes. I'm a comic book fan, and so I like that stuff, but the shows can come off pretty corny. You know?
What about adult cartoons? Do you get into that? I'm a geek for that, dude.
What's an adult cartoon? I don't know. I watch all kinds of cartoons.
Well, I'm not talking about like hentai on like Pornhub. I'm talking about like Aqua Teen or Family Guy or anything.
Oh, yeah. I watch that stuff.
Love Aqua Teen.
I still watch The Simpsons. I watch F is for Family. The new
I'm having the
one.
creator tonight on.
Oh, nice.
Michael Price.
Tell him I really like his show.
Dude, I hope they renew it. I was mad it only had 6 episodes.
Yeah, that was weird that they only had 6, but I think it's going to be a hit. I think it's good. It's kind of cool because I think it's showing like younger adults what being a kid was like for some of us. Because I was a kid, you know, I was born in the early '80s, so my dad was very similar to that guy on the show. You know, it's like in the I guess in the '80s, maybe even in the '90s and stuff, kids were there, but they weren't the center of their parents' universe. You know. It was like, okay, you're there, shut the hell up, and you better behave yourself.
That's how I was because I was born in '93. And I'm not saying that I'm old, but I was on the edge where I had a flip phone. We didn't have internet. I was the last of, like, the whole, like, quote-unquote people in their, like, what's that term everyone uses? Millennials. I'm the quote-unquote last part of the millennials where I didn't have a phone, we didn't have internet, the websites look crappy. But now the ones that were born in like 98, 99 didn't experience playing outside.
Right.
I had an NES, I had a Super Nintendo, I had all the crappy things that made you want to go outside. Kids nowadays, I'm just 22 years old, so I'm not old, but kids nowadays, they're taking selfies with their phones. I'm like, you're 6 years old. When I was 6 years old, I had a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
That was that little magnet thing where you had your own pet, like, animal. It was like a little, like, game. You don't know what a Tamagotchi is?
No.
It was like a little, like, keychain that you would hang. It was in the shape of an egg.
All right. I'll take your word for it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I miss the Game Boy Advance and things like that, too. You know?
I had one of those as an adult. See, I get all the cool kid shit now that I'm an adult. You know?
I feel like you're a guy that's never going to grow up. I'm the same way. I don't want to, like, watch, like, Downton Abbey and play card games. I'm never going to grow up. I'll be watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force when I'm, like, 58 years old.
Now, did they cancel that finally, or are they just saying it's the end and bringing it back?
Do you want to hear what happened at the end? They canceled it. Frylock dies of cancer, Shake drowns, and Miwad marries a hot chick and becomes an accountant.
I mean, that show is just so ridiculous that they could still bring it back. They could just bring it back next season like
and
nothing
have it be
ever
like
happened.
Zombies and have like Frylock be.
Yeah, they could be like, okay, they'll come back in 2 years and they'll be like, this is the final season now.
Yeah,
just
and they
everybody.
kept like giving it different names, like Aqua Teen, Super Force. And I was like, what are you doing?
Right.
The great shows though were like C Lab, Harvey Birdman, Moral Oral. I'm not a big fan of the surreal shit, like Super Jail or Tim and Eric. That's when I'm like, oh come on now.
Yes, some of Tim and Eric is good.
Tom Goes to the Mayor was good.
I never saw that one.
That was the weird one where it was like awful animation, where it was just like movements. It looked like a cardboard. Did you see that one?
No, I never saw that one.
Dude, I have too much time on my hands. I've watched every adult cartoon. I'm not even that much into porn. I hate that Cam Bertrand and like Michael were making me seem like I'm this porn addict.
Well, how often do you watch porn?
Probably not every day. maybe 4 times a week.
4 times. Do you have like an account with like?
No.
Do you have like? Have you put your email in? Do you get like
Never.
email updates?
Never.
Okay, well you might not be addicted to it. I don't know.
It's just something that comes up when we're talking.
Okay, when's the last time you got laid?
5 weeks ago, I banged a Bone fan. It was awesome. She lived in Plant City at a trailer park.
Yeah, well, you'd definitely be a stud in Plant City. So,
dude, it was a weird experience too. She's like 29 years old, and her 2 kids were sleeping, and I gave her a rug burn on the carpet.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of think like when I was single, I would limit the porn usage because
you feel weird.
Well, it's not because I felt weird. I knew if I didn't let myself watch porn, that it would give me extra incentive to actually go out there and meet a girl.
Because then you're just like, whatever, I just jerked off, I'm good.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm fine for the day. And then, you just don't talk to a girl. But if you're really horny because you haven't jerked off in 5 days, then you might actually talk to that girl that gives you a sly look at the bar,
I don't get sly looks at the bar. I got to figure out what I'm doing with my life.
Well, I mean, you are essentially a monster. How tall are you? You're
6'8".
You're 6'8", yeah. So you can't get a sly look. People are just like, should I be afraid of this guy or?
And I feel like they're trying to like figure out who I am. They're not sure if I'm like good at basketball and I'm the cool tall guy.
You're like, does this guy play for UF?
And they can't figure out if I'm normal or I'm goofy. And then usually they figure out the second part sooner than later. My thing is, I just get nervous. It's not like Hoppe Hour where I'm laid back and I know what I'm saying. With girls, I get nervous and I overthink it.
They'll just pretend you're interviewing them for the podcast, maybe.
I had a good date that went on like 2 weeks ago, and it was for 3 hours, and she never called me back. And I was like, all right, that represents my life.
It went on for 3 hours? Okay, so what do people do on dates now? That's what I'm
I bought her a drink at a pub that's next door to Janice Live.
Okay.
So we went there.
Which one?
Forget the name of it. It's not coming to my mind. But we went there. I bought her a drink. And we talked.
Did you meet her there for the date, or did you?
I met her there.
So you had planned to meet her there? You didn't just randomly meet her?
No, we were talking on Tinder for like 5 weeks.
Oh, that's your first mistake.
Why?
Talking on Tinder for 5 weeks. What the hell good is Tinder if it takes 5 weeks to get a girl to meet you for one drink? Like, what's the point of that? Like, so you guys both swiped right, so that means that you guys would put each other's genitals in your mouths, right? That's what that means. So then just meet and have a drink. That's it. And then see what happens. 5 weeks? Man, that's 5 weeks down the toilet of, like, typing bullshit into a phone. Sounds awful.
Dude, I told you I don't have any game. I'm trying to figure out my life, man.
Just say, hey, you want to meet for a drink at this pub next to Janice? And then if she says no, then you just saved 5 weeks.
A month and a half.
Yeah, that's a lot of time.
But she was the one hot girl that talked to me. I don't get a lot of swipe rights on there.
Okay.
But I got rid of the app. I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm wasting too much time on it. Because what happens is I would get focused on it. Every 12 hours, there's a limit. So
what's the limit?
As many people as you can click on. It might be like 50. So you just click right.
So you just swipe right until they tell you you're being fucking creepy and you can't do it anymore. Okay.
And then you would hear
solid plan.
Why? How is it not solid? Get what you can.
I don't know. You should try to meet the girl that will get along with you. That'll hang out with you for 3 hours and then talk to you again.
And maybe kiss you at the end of the night.
Yeah,
we had the most awkward hug. It was like hugging a coworker. Like she did not. It was bad.
I think I only went on one online date and it was terrible.
What app was it, or what website?
Oh, there was no app. It was I don't know what it was. This had to have been 2005. So whatever was free and popular at that time.
Did you get laid?
No.
How bad was the date?
I didn't even want to get laid. It was I just wanted the date to be over. Couldn't believe that it was so terrible.
What was bad about the date?
It was like you said, awkward. It was just awkward the entire night. That's why I gave up on online dating right then.
Well, here's what was awkward about my date was she seemed so like outgoing and flirty via the text. like, what's up, cutie, smile. And I feel like when she met me in person, she was expecting this hyper radio guy. Like, this is Joey D on Kiss 101.5.
Well, just pretend to be Joey D on Kiss 105, Like, just pretend to be that guy. If you think that's what she's expecting, then...
Because I don't think she was expecting this, like, goofy, like, talk show host. And I feel like she was disappointed when she met me, but she couldn't back off.
Yeah, she couldn't back down. She's got to get her free drink.
And she was 6'2", and she played volleyball.
Oh, see, that's crazy. That's probably why she dated you. That's probably why she considered it, is because it was like, oh, a guy that I would look like a normal person next to. Okay. I'll give this a shot. I won't look like a weirdo with a guy that's shorter than me. Yeah.
It was weird having a girl that you didn't have
What was
to,
her
like...
name? Let's call her up. You have her phone number?
Yeah.
Let's ask her why.
What if we did that?
Let's send her a text and then say, like, why did
I sent her a
not...
text.
Why did you never respond to me again? Or you want me to send it?
God, what if we did that?
I say, Ryan wants to know why you didn't respond to him. It's like you're a woman that makes him not look like a tall freak, and maybe this could work.
I should have you call her and put it next to the mic.
Yeah.
You want to do it?
If you want me to.
It's kind of creepy. I don't know.
It could be a little creepy, yeah, but
it'd be very creepy.
You're like, just tell us where you live.
Why don't you like me, bitch?
Yeah, that's not the way to go about it. I don't know. Women, I think if you don't worry about
that's what I
it so
did.
Much.
I'm not thinking about it. I got rid of the app, and I don't even focus on it. I'm just focused on this show more than ever, on making it.
Yeah.
I don't even fuck it.
Well, you probably don't meet a lot of women doing this show, do you?
Oh, gee, using the room at the Cox Media Building. Hello, ladies. Yeah, there's no one in here but you and a bunch of Tampa Bay comedians. They're not exactly getting laid.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to think of something.
I do want to go out drinking with Cam Bertrand. I feel like he'd be the good ladies' man. They'd be intrigued by him.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think so? Why?
I can tell him I said that. Yeah.
What is it?
Because he's weird. Also, I don't think he drinks either, so... is he old enough to drink? No,
yeah,
he's got to be. Yeah.
He's like 21 years old. Cam Bertrand killed it on the show, dude. Tampa Bay has a good comedy scene.
I think it does, yeah. I think
I'm impressed.
Since I started, this comedy scene has become a lot better. And it's not because of me. It's just because of people deciding... like a group of people deciding that they don't want to like work against each other anymore, and just
it seems like
together.
A brotherhood, kind of like everyone has each other's back.
Yeah, I wouldn't say everyone, because there's still some people that have like a selfish attitude or whatever, and then there's still some people that they think that they deserve more than they're getting, and they could be jealous. So there's still those people, but I would say for the most part, everybody gets along pretty well.
I like Cigar City Comedy. That's where I get the good vibe from. Like,
yeah.
When I saw Law Smith do his thing like 6 months ago at a bar in downtown St. Pete, and he plugged it, I'm like, that's a catchy name. I have to check it out. But then I thought, why not be like the talk shows that have local comedians on or big names? And I'm like, why not spread my name in Tampa while promoting the best comedians in Tampa? So that's why I did it.
Yeah, well, we appreciate that, man.
And it's a good way to network, get to know people, and you're making entertaining radio. It's not like we're sitting here talking about like sports where it's like, did they hit the home run? Like, sports talk is so boring. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't tend to work anymore.
Do you watch sports?
Not typically. I will watch baseball.
Ugh, really?
I will watch UFC, and that's pretty much it.
Ugh, that's what I don't like. I watch like NBA and NFL. That's
yeah. Well, I watch baseball because I don't really have to pay attention to it when I'm watching it. I can watch baseball and read a book at the same time.
I feel like the NBA isn't big here because there's no team in Tampa. No one cares.
Right. I think it would be a little bit bigger if we had our own team,
or if we were in Orlando.
Yeah, well, I don't. Do people in Orlando like the Orlando Magic? I don't know.
Who knows? I feel like unless you're in Cleveland,
I liked the Magic when I was a kid.
You did?
Yeah,
with
so
like
I watched
Shaq and Penny Hardaway.
With Shaq and Penny Hardaway on the team, that's when I watched that. Watched them a lot. That was exciting. That was an exciting time.
Did that translate into the Tampa area, even though it's too
Yeah,
early?
it totally did in the '90s. Yeah, in the '90s basketball.
What about Dwight Howard when he was there 10 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, 10 years ago I was in the Marine Corps, but yeah, he was popular.
Well, you were in the Marines?
Yeah,
I respect that, dude. My executive producer for the show was too.
Oh, really?
How was that, man? Because I don't have the balls to do it.
It sucks.
I'm a pussy.
It sucks. sucks. Yeah,
Like-
every bad thing that you've seen in the movies about being in the military, it's true. Except it's probably worse.
Dude, I'm a pussy. When I'm up for 18 hours, I feel like I'm going to die. I can't imagine being up 72, dude.
Yeah,
I have utter respect for you. Like, what made you want to go into it?
just 18 years old, just don't know any better. Just try to don't have anything better to do.
What are some of the craziest things that happen if you want to talk about it?
Oh, I don't know. I got sent to Iraq 3 times, so that's crazy as hell.
What's that like?
It sucks. It's like 100. It's like 120 something degrees in the summertime.
How much like more hot is it than here in Tampa? Like, does it make Tampa seem like some like glacier or something? You know what I mean?
Like when you're cooking in the oven,
Yeah.
and then you go and you open up the door and you reach in there to get whatever's in there.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like just all the time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it sucks.
There's no part of Iraq that's nice, right? Too.
I mean, I guess when you get closer to like those major rivers, the Tigris and the Euphrates, it becomes more humid, but a little bit cooler. But then the weather just ends up being like 100 degrees. It ends up being like summertime Florida when you get closer to the water.
How do you sleep at night? Are there fans or
No, yeah, you just lay there and sweat.
does it smell like sweat all the time? And
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think you just get used to it, honestly. So I think if you like if you work in a slaughterhouse, it probably stinks on the first day, but then after you're there a couple weeks, you don't even smell it anymore. Same with like people that work at McDonald's. They always smell like French fries, but they don't know that.
yeah. Or if you go to someone's house that has like 9 cats, it smells like cats.
Yeah, it smells like piss everywhere, and they have no fucking clue. That's how my mom and dad's house smells. Yeah, it smells like cat piss, and I'm like, God, this place fucking stinks. And they're like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, yeah, they think I'm just busting their balls.
I'm trying to get like my house to be more clean because I have 1 cat, and I do the litter box, but it's like I'm afraid to bring a girl over just because it has a slight cat smell. I do the litter box, and I put on
So let
candles.
the cat out. And then it goes to the bathroom outside, and then your house doesn't stink anymore.
And then she runs away.
Well, you know it's a good cat if it comes back. If it runs away, it was a shitty cat. Why would you even want that cat?
Such a good point. Like, it's not loyal then.
Like, there's plenty of cats. You can just get another one until one stays around,
Just go in a neighborhood and kidnap one.
No, I mean, there's plenty of cats at the shelter. I think they're, $20 a pop?
Yeah.
Just go get 5 of them. Let them all loose. See which
I've
one
had
comes
this
back.
cat since 2002.
Oh, really? Wow, it's an old cat. That cat's not going anywhere, man. You put out food for it, it'll come right back.
It's a good point. Do you have any pets?
I have 2 dogs.
I don't know. I feel like dogs are annoying. It's like having a
Oh,
cat.
they're very annoying. Especially since I work from home now, so they're just bothering me all day long.
Are they in your way all the time just when you're trying to do work?
Well, no, not necessarily. It's just like they're always kind of trying to make some noise to get my attention or something. They're a little bit better now, but the first few months of working from home, they were very terrible. But most of the time they're nice.
Speaking of like working at home and things like that, where do you want to see your career in 5 years?
A comedy career?
Yeah.
5 years from now, let's see. I don't know. I'd like to be writing for a television show in 5 years.
I could see that.
And headlining just clubs around the country. Not necessarily worrying about being famous or anything. Just making a little bit more money doing comedy and possibly writing because there's more money and benefits in that.
For me, I just want to make enough where I have a nice house and like a nice car and just I don't have to like be nervous about bills. Just where I'm happy. I just want to have my own like drive time show. Like I want to make it in this market. This is a very loyal market with great talent, good radio, TV, theater, comedy. This is a very creative area for being a transplant
Yeah,
city.
I think so. I think you could do that. You just got to remember if you don't want to worry about bills, you got to remember to stop taking bills on, you gotta stop making bills,
Yeah, like in what way? Like
however many bills you have now, don't ever get any more than that.
That's a good point.
Don't feel like you need to I'll just put this 7-day cruise on this credit card. Don't do that.
But what about like Amazon Prime or something?
Well, I mean, that's not really a bill. That's just, you're just buying stuff. That's like shopping at Walmart now, Amazon,
Yeah, I mean, that's the bills I have is like XM radio or like Netflix. It's not like...
Yeah, just call up XM Radio and tell them that you want it for free or discounted. They usually do that every time.
Really?
Yeah, if you just call them up and be like, hey, I'm going to cancel unless you give me the beginner's discount.
Because I like listening to like Opie and Jimmy or Howard in the morning.
Yeah, I can see that. And Netflix, yeah. So you just got rent, car, Netflix. Yeah, don't get any more than that and you'll be fine.
What are some types of like radio shows you liked? Are there any you listen to?
I listened to Mike Calta for years when I was I worked as a pool boy for a long time and a landscaper for a long time.
Did you get laid?
Nope, never happens. Nobody ever wants to fuck the pool boy. And I was good looking too, so if I couldn't do it, it never happened.
Were you ripped and in shape?
I was in decent shape. I was okay, so
that's how I am. I'm just average Joe.
Yeah, it never happened. But so I listened to Mike Calta for a while. I listened to let's see, what other ones did I like? Oh, I liked Fisher and Boy.
Yeah, Seth is in this hallway. He works here now.
Yeah, I saw him on his way out.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah.
Everyone here is good. Like, there's very good radio here in Tampa. It's always impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive. So now that I work from home, I don't really listen to the radio. I don't even have a radio in my house.
Do you find yourself, now that you work in comedy, do you find yourself not watching as much of it? Like, before I worked in radio, I listened to a lot of different shows, but now that I work in it, it's like, I just play Madden and work out. That's it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, I guess now that I've been doing comedy,
does the fun get taken out of it?
It's not necessarily the fun gets taken out of it. Is
it like competition?
No, it's not even that. It's just I don't want to watch it because I'm worried that I will get an idea from somebody else and then it won't be my idea. So I just don't even want to listen to anything unless one of my friends is like, "Hey, you got to watch this. This guy's done something new. This guy's done something really good." Even in the comedy club, it's really hard for me to sit there for an hour and watch a comic.
See, I can
even
watch
somebody that's one of my good friends.
The Netflix specials, like Bill Burr or Norton or Robert
Yeah,
Kelly.
just like Bill Burr, I'll watch his stuff. I watch Louis C.K.
God,
just the big guys. Yeah.
That is why F is for Family is so good. He does a great job of that voice.
Yeah, well, I could listen to Bill Burr talk about anything, honestly. It's just his voice is funny.
It's just... What town is he from? He's like from Boston.
I guess he's from Boston. He's from somewhere around Boston if he's not from Boston.
But he's got that hyper voice.
Yeah.
Would you ever do voiceover?
For like a cartoon or something? Yeah, absolutely. That would be something that would be
I want to have my hand
really
in
fun.
An adult cartoon. I want to be a consultant or something. Not like a adult cartoon creator, but something where I'm working with one. Just because I've always been a fan of it.
Well, that's Atlanta. That's where you go for that. That's where the Adult Swim offices are. When you're on whatever the interstate is, you drive right past the building. It's got like what is it, the French fry guy, like a big picture of him, like right on the side of the building,
Frylock.
Yeah, Frylock right on the side of the building, and a couple other cartoon characters. So
yeah, man, I'm into the weirdest things: comedy, cartoons, radio. I need to broaden my horizon. I feel like I'm a very bland person.
Well, I mean, I think in order to evolve as a person, you should start absolutely learning something new that you've never done before.
Like, what do you think I should do? Like, getting to know me the last 50 minutes. What do you see?
I don't know. I think you should do something that you would never even think to do before, like something that we talked about earlier, like going out into the country. Yeah,
nature.
Go out into nature or build something with your hands,
Yeah.
Learn how to fix your own car, something like that.
I'm a pussy. I don't know how to fix my own car.
No, I didn't know how to fix my own car either until I just did it,
Well, with like YouTube now, you can look up anything. It's
exactly.
great.
Just whatever you want to learn, you can learn for free.
It's amazing. Like, when I interned with Law Smith, I'll ask him, how do you do this? And he'll point at the laptop and go, they know.
Look it up.
Yeah. And he's really taught me to grow up because I'm like a mama's boy where I'm like, tell me. Law's like, he points at the laptop and he's like, look it up. And it's really helped.
Yeah. I mean, that's what they expect you to do in college, so.
Yeah, he's basically my professor because I didn't go to college. I went to a radio school. So it's like I'm kind of growing up in a weird way.
How long does radio school take? Like 3 months?
1 year.
Oh, 1 year? Really? Wow.
It's a weird school. You have the people that were like in their midlife crisis that are like, I want to go into radio. They said I had a voice for radio. And you're like, sorry.
Yeah.
Because it's a thing where you have to be young when you go into it.
It's like you don't have a voice for radio. You just have a face for radio.
And they just don't know what they're doing. They just think they can tune on the radio. This is Led Zeppelin on the loop. And it's like, no, you need to have talent.
No, if you turn on 88.5, that's exactly what it is.
What is that?
88.5 is the community radio, so it's all volunteers.
I should get on there.
You should get on there. They'll probably give you a show.
Best local podcast, best local community radio show.
Yeah, you could get a comedy show going at night or something.
Would you ever do radio?
I would if it paid well enough. I mean,
yeah, don't remind me. It's scary.
Yeah, I mean,
I try not to think about it.
No offense to guys working at radio. It's just one of those things. If you want to do it, it's the same with comedy. If you want to do it, you got to love it. You know?
Yeah.
And so I love podcasting, but I do that. It's almost just for fun. You know?
Yeah.
So I can jump on. I have my own office studio where I can have friends over and we smoke weed and we drink beers and we goof around and stuff.
You
it's
smoke
not really
weed?
A job.
I never would have guessed that.
No, I thought all comics smoke weed.
Basically. Where can people find your podcast? What's it called?
It's called the Something Planet Podcast. You can find it at somethingplanet.com or on Stitcher or iTunes. Yeah.
You've done 290 episodes.
291.
Ooh, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been doing it since 2007, 2008.
What's
so
it about?
It's really not that many episodes for how many years we've been doing it.
Do you do it like weekly or a few times a week?
We do it weekly. For this year, I do want to start doing it twice a week. Or my goal for this year is to average 6 times a month. You know?
Yeah. What's it about?
It's about everything. That's kind of why we called it Something Planet, because it's whatever we want to talk about. That
it's sort
night.
of like Hoppe Hour too. It's just people talking.
It just is what it is. Yeah. It's we do segments though. So there are there are segments like traditional radio, like games that we play, or times when we talk about like a more specialized area, like movies or news or sports, so we will do those little things, but they're never restrictive, you know, in the way that radio is. We can kind of venture off into anything.
Where can people find your podcast, your comedy? Where can they find John J. Murray online?
Well, the best place, honestly, is just to go to cigarcitycomedy.com / John J. Murray. And
everything's there.
So my podcast will be there. My show dates are there. My bio, maybe some videos. And, yeah, that's probably the best way. Or if you're listening to this maybe a little bit later, not right when it comes out, you can go to johnjcomedy.com, and that'll have all the same shit.
That.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big fan of what you guys do over there. I like the Tampa Bay comedy scene. I'm from the Midwest, and there's so much competition, you never know what a good comedian is. But when I saw Law Smith and I saw like all you guys, and I would watch your videos, I'm like, you guys are funny, you're funny. Because in 2016, anybody can be a comedian on Vine or Facebook, and you never know what to believe.
Right.
So it felt good to find a website that showcased it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, where it's just all guys that can, kill a room, basically.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun having you guys on. Now I just need to get Pedro and Mona. Then I've had everyone from Cigar City.
Awesome.
Well, dude, keep up the good work. I would love to have you on again. I liked your vibe. You're a very smart guy. Everyone there is smart, but you have this vibe of just being laid back and not like giving a fuck.
Well, thank you. That's what I try. I try my best to not give a fuck, which is kind of counterintuitive, but
is that basically your life?
Yeah, I mean, I like I said, I was in the Marine Corps, so
I feel like that
kind of wound me up a little bit. And, ever since I got done with that, I was like, oh, I don't want to be wound so tight anymore. I need to relax. And that's, what I concentrate on is just kind of being laid back.
Did it mess you up?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Because I feel like when you hear someone's from there, they seem very edgy. But I feel like over time, you kind of chilled out.
Yeah,
when somebody comes back, they're all about guns and banging bitches and trying to like.
Well, you got to remember, I've been out of the Marine Corps for 10 years, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know people who are in it and they get out and they're trying to like overcompensate, so they're like chugging the beers at the party, hitting on all the girls, and it's like, dude, chill.
Yeah, you got to kind of work your way past that. And then just remember who your real friends are and find a nice girl and relax,
I feel like that's what I need, a nice girl. I don't need to be sleeping around. I feel like I need a nice girl that can make me who I am.
I would recommend it, yeah. Somebody that likes you for you. They don't have to change shit for.
Not meeting them on Tinder.
Yeah, I don't know if Tinder's a great place to meet, or a bar, honestly.
Yeah, bars are like very picky now. Girls are looking for like the Jersey Shore type dude.
Yeah, my wife actually, we met because she came and saw me in a play.
Yeah.
So she saw me on stage, and then I met her afterwards, and then a month later we went on a date.
Was she in the play?
No, she was her friend was in the play with me. Yeah.
What's it like being in a play? Do you get nervous, or is it just it's fun?
It's fun. Like, I haven't acted. I don't think I've acted since I started doing stand up. But I was never really nervous. Acting is a lot less nerve-wracking than stand-up because it's, you're not even saying your own words. Like, somebody else wrote these words.
And you're not trying to be funny.
And so you're not trying to be funny. You're just trying to be the character. Somebody told you where to stand. Somebody told you how to dress.
Because I feel like
everything, it's not all on you.
I feel like when you go up there, everyone expects you to go up there and fucking kill it. And if you're average, they're very picky. I feel like sometimes comedians aren't given enough credit. Like, I feel like if you don't go out and you don't kill it, let's say the first 3 minutes are awful, but then you fix it and it's great. If the first 3 minutes are awful, you lose their attention. Am I right about that?
Well, for the most part, you're better off not doing less well in the beginning than you are at the end. Because as long as you get a big laugh at the end, that's all anybody ever seems to remember. I've done sets where people are telling me how great of a set it was, and I was like, I don't think it was. That last joke was good, though.
But the thing is, if they think the show was good, that's all that matters.
Right.
Because sometimes we're too hard on ourselves, and we think it sucks, but then people go, no, that was a good show. No, that was a good podcast.
Yeah, well, as a comedian, you got to be hard on yourself. Even with radio, too, you got to always be at least a little bit hard on yourself.
You have to be humble.
Yeah.
I try not to ever let it get to my head. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just, look at yourself honestly, figure out where you're lacking, and then fix it.
Yeah. Well, dude, keep up the good work, man. I appreciate you being on the show.
Absolutely,
and driving
man.
up here, man.
Anytime.
Keep up the good work, and whenever you have a show, hit me up. I would love to come, and I'll promote it online. Sounds good?
Awesome, and I'd love to have you on the Something Planet podcast
Dude,
one of these nights, too.
I would love it, man. Go back there, drink a few beers, have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
This has been Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.